Your refrigerator stops cooling on a Saturday night. You open the door and everything feels warm. Your meat, your milk, your leftovers from 3 days of cooking. By Sunday morning, you're throwing out hundreds of dollars in food. And when you call for a repair tech, the earliest available appointment is Wednesday. 5 days later, this is not a rare scenario. Consumer Reports surveyed over 71,000 refrigerator owners and found that 31% of all refrigerators with ice make will have a problem before the end of their 5th year. Nearly 1 in 3. And the most shocking part of that statistic isn't the number. It's that many of those failures are completely predictable, brand-specific, and avoidable if you just know which name to walk past at the appliance store. Today, we're going through 10 refrigerator brands you need to think twice about. Some of them will genuinely shock you, and 3 that the data consistently backs as worth your money. One of the brands on the avoid list costs over $10,000 and still can't keep food cold. We'll get there. Let's start. Samsung. This is the one that generates more owner frustration than almost any other appliance brand in America right now. Let's talk about the specific problem, because it's documented. It was the subject of a class action lawsuit, and it still happened. Samsung French door refrigerator, the ones that run $1,800 to $3,200, depending on the model and features, have a well-documented ice maker defect. The ice maker freezes up, not occasionally, repeatedly. Owners describe defrosting the unit, getting ice production back for a few days, and then watching it freeze solid again. One owner described defrosting their Samsung ice maker 3 times a month, every month. For years, a class action lawsuit was filed in 2017 documenting this exact pattern. Samsung issued service bulletins to technicians acknowledging the problem. The lawsuit was ultimately settled in December 2023, with some consumers receiving individual compensation. But the settlement didn't cover everyone, and new owners who bought the same models are experiencing the identical problem today. One owner described buying a Samsung French door refrigerator in April 2024, only to immediately discover the left door won't stay open long enough to load grocery because the ice maker's weight throws off the balance. Samsung's response? The refrigerator gets cold, therefore it is not defective. 7 out of 7 appliance repair experts surveyed said they advise against Samsung refrigerator, not 6, all 7. When repair professionals who make money fixing broken appliances tell you not to buy something, that consensus means something. Beyond the ice maker, drum-bearing wear and parts availability are persistent complaint. Independent repair shops often struggle to source Samsung components, meaning when your refrigerator fails, you may be waiting weeks, not days, for parts to arrive. LG. This one is complicated, and it's worth being honest about the complexity. LG had a catastrophic reliability problem with a specific design flaw in their linear compressor technology. The compressor, the core component that actually keeps the refrigerator cold, was failing at rates that prompted a class action lawsuit and genuinely alarmed the appliance industry. Yale Appliance tracked LG's service rate at 27.8% in 2021. More than 1 in 4 LG refrigerators they sold needed service in the first year alone. LG has since addressed the compressor design. Their service rates have improved dramatically, down to 6.9% in 2023, 8.8% in 2024, and 8.4% in 2025. Yale's data now shows LG among the better-performing brands. Consumer Reports has also moved LG toward positive territory in some categories. But here's the problem. 6 of 7 appliance repair professionals surveyed still advise against LG. Their reasoning isn't just about current failure rate, it's about serviceability. When an LG refrigerator breaks, finding a qualified tech who will work on it and has access to parts in your area can be genuinely difficult. One appliance service company put it bluntly, stay away from LG and Samsung. Few companies service these brands. The data says LG is improving. The repair network says the experience of getting it fixed is still painful. Until those two things align, LG belongs on the caution list, especially for French door model, where Consumer Reports specifically notes higher compressor problem rates compared to other brands. Frigidaire. The New York Times surveyed it. Readers for their refrigerator guide and Frigidaire had the lowest satisfaction rating of any brand included. That's not a sample of a few people on a complaint website. That's a deliberate reader survey from a publication with a large, demographically diverse audience. The most consistent Frigidaire complaint pattern is temperature control. Owners describe refrigerators that can't maintain a stable temperature, leading to food spoiling faster than it should. Subtle frost buildup in areas that shouldn't freeze, and produce that goes bad days earlier than expected. These aren't dramatic failure events. They're the quiet, daily frustration of a refrigerator that's not quite doing its job correctly. Parts availability adds to the frustration. Repair technicians in multiple regions have cited difficulty getting Frigidaire components quickly. When your refrigerator is partially failing and you're waiting on a control board or a thermostat part, every day matters. Frigidaire's budget positioning means many buyers think they're getting reasonable value for the price. What they're often getting is a few years of mediocre performance, followed by a repair bill that makes the economics of the original purchase look very different. In hindsight, Kenmore. Most people still don't know that, and it's one of the most important things to understand before you buy. Kenmore doesn't make anything. Kenmore is a brand name, historically tied to Sears, that gets licensed to various manufacturers who actually build the appliance. Over the years, Kenmore refrigerators have been built by Whirlpool, LG, Panasonic, and others, depending on the model and the year. The model you buy might be a solid Whirlpool platform, or it might be an LG unit with LG's compressor history in a Kenmore wrapper. There's no way to know which one you're getting without digging into the model number, cross-referencing it with the actual manufacturer, and researching that manufacturer's specific reliability track record. Most people don't do that. They see the Kenmore name, assume a level of consistency that doesn't exist. Consumer Reports specifically notes that Kenmore French door and side-by-side models frequently contain LG-manufactured compressors, which means they carry LG's compressor reliability history under a different brand name, often at a similar or higher price point than buying LG directly, and the service infrastructure situation has gotten worse. With Sears's near collapse, the warranty and service network that used to back Kenmore purchases has been significantly eroded. Getting warranty service on a Kenmore refrigerator today is a highly variable experience depending on where you live, which manufacturer actually built your specific model. KitchenAid has a beautiful reputation. The mixers have earned it honestly. The refrigerators have not. Consumer Reports places KitchenAid in the caution zone for refrigerators based on their survey data. Appliance repair professionals frequently cite KitchenAid, which is owned by Whirlpool, as a brand that has seen declining reliability in specific product lines in recent years, particularly French door model. The specific failure pattern is ice makers and electronic control boards. KitchenAid refrigerators are frequently called out by service technicians for control panel failures and ice maker issues that are expensive to repair and disproportionate to what you'd expect from a brand charging premium prices. 1. Repair service based in Massachusetts, said KitchenAid. French door fridges show up alongside Samsung and LG for the highest service call rates they see. You're paying for the KitchenAid name, stainless steel aesthetic. You're not necessarily paying for a refrigerator that will outlast a well-built model from a less fashionable brand. Maytag. Maytag refrigerators occupy a strange middle ground. The brand name still carries the mythology of dependability. Older Maytag appliances genuinely earned that, and the company leans hard on that heritage in its marketing. But as we covered in the washing machine video, Maytag was acquired by Whirlpool in 2006. In the refrigerator category specifically, what you're often buying is a Whirlpool platform at a Maytag price premium. The incremental quality difference between Maytag and baseline Whirlpool is unclear in the data, but the price difference is consistent. Consumer Report puts Maytag in the middle of the reliability pack for refrigerator. Not catastrophically bad, but not earning the name recognition it's capitalizing on. The newer Maytag MRFF 4228 3 thanks RZ. French door has shown up on Artings's tested lists, but without the top-tier reliability scores that would justify buying this brand over better tested alternative at similar price point. If you have nostalgia for Maytag and want to spend money on that feeling, understand what you're actually getting. A Whirlpool refrigerator with a retro credibility marketing wrapper. GE monogram. GE makes a broad range of refrigerators across multiple tiers. Standard GE, GE Profile, Cafe, and Monogram at the luxury end. The standard GE lineup is actually reasonably regarded by some service professionals for parts availability and service network. The Monogram line is a different story. Owners of GE Monogram refrigerator, which can run 5 $5,000 to well over $10,000 for built-in model, have generated some of the most jaw-dropping complaint threads in the appliance world. One Reddit owner documented a monogram refrigerator that never cooled below 55 degrees Fahrenheit, a temperature at which food spoilage risk is significant. Another described their unit being deemed unrepairable by GE, with the company refusing to replace it, even while it was still under warranty. One owner reported dealing with a recurring damper issue starting in 2018, then again in 2021, 2022, 2024, and 2025, the same problem, returning everyone to 2 years on an appliance that cost them thousands of dollars. When a luxury refrigerator's warranty response is, "We'll send a tech out again for the 4th time," you start to understand that the luxury branding and the luxury service experience are not always the same. Product.Electrolux. Electrolux is a European brand that positioned itself as a premium alternative in the American market, particularly for French door model. Based on 2024 appliance service data, Electrolux rounds out the top 3 most serviced refrigerator brands alongside Samsung and LG, with a significant concentration of issues in their newer model lines where, according to repair data, cost-cutting measures have visibly impacted component quality. The problem with Electrolux specifically is that the pricing hasn't dropped to match the reliability reality. You're paying premium prices for a brand that's struggling to deliver premium performance. When you're paying $2,500 to $4,000 for a French door refrigerator, the expectation is a machine that stays out of your life. Electrolux owners describe a different reality, more frequent service calls, and a parts supply that isn't always fast to respond. Viking. This is the one that costs $10,000 and still doesn't keep food cold. Viking is positioned as a professional-grade kitchen brand, the kind of thing you buy when you've renovated your kitchen and you want appliances that look like what a restaurant chef would use. The refrigerators run $8,000 to $15,000 or more for full-size professional model. People buy them expecting the appliance to outlast their kitchen renovation. One owner reviewed their Viking Series 7 refrigerator on Consumer Affairs. They spent $10,000, and from the moment it was installed 2 years ago, they describe a refrigerator that has never worked single day, multiple service calls, a freezer fan that broke 3 times, a refrigerator that can't cool below 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Viking and their warranty company, the owner writes, ignore every call for help. Another owner documented a brand new $11,000 Viking where a technician arrived and told them the motherboard was fried on a unit that had never been used. The repairman said it happens a lot. Consumer Reports puts Viking at the bottom of their reliability rating, not middle, bottom. And the service problem is severe. In some regions, there is only one authorized Viking repair company, meaning getting emergency service on a broken $10,000 refrigerator can take weeks. Decor. Decor is another luxury brand, acquired by Samsung in 2016, which should immediately tell you something that commands premium prices and delivers inconsistent reliability. One customer wrote in early 2026, "My Decor refrigerator failed on November 1st, 2025 due to a sealed system defect, something the warranty clearly covered. But what followed was not support. It was abandonment." Decor's Yelp page is a sustained record of that sentiment across multiple product lines and multiple years. Sealed system defects, meaning the core refrigeration system that keeps the unit cold, under active warranty coverage, with owners unable to get the manufacturer to honor the commitment. For a brand charging $3,000 to $8,000 for a refrigerator, the warranty experience described by owners is genuinely disqualifying. Consumer Reports includes Decor in their least reliable refrigerator brand grouping. The Samsung acquisition hasn't improved things. It may have made them worse by introducing Samsung's supply chain and service infrastructure to a brand whose existing problems were already significant. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, so every brand has problems. Maybe refrigerators just fail. Maybe there's no good option. And this is just what owning an appliance looks like in 2026. That's exactly what the industry would prefer you to believe. Because it isn't true. Here are 3 brands where the data consistently points the other way. Whirlpool top freezer and side-by-side model. This is not glamorous. A Whirlpool top freezer refrigerator looks like what your parents had. It doesn't have a touchscreen. It doesn't have cameras that let you see inside from the grocery store. It doesn't have a French door or a Kraft ice maker. What it has is the most consistent reliability record in the category across multiple data sources. Consumer Reports finds Whirlpool and Amana, Whirlpool's budget line, delivering consistent performance across refrigerator category. Appliance repair professionals specifically recommend Whirlpool for a reason that's worth hearing directly. Not because Whirlpool is always better, but because everyone will service them. Parts are available everywhere. Repair costs are reasonable. Wait times are short. One appliance service company in New Hampshire put it this way: pay more doesn't get you a better refrigerator. They all have a 7 to 10 year lifespan nowadays. We suggest Whirlpool, not because they're better, but because everyone will service, including us. That service access point matters enormously when something breaks at 6 p.m. on a Friday and you have a house full of food. A basic Whirlpool top freezer in the 18 to 21 cubic foot range runs $600 to $900. It will keep your food cold reliably for years. That is the job. Skip the features that break. Bosch 800 series. Artings tested hundreds of refrigerators and named the Bosch 800 series B36CT80SNS the best refrigerator they've evaluated. Not the best in a price category, the best they've tested, period. The reason is a dual compressor system. Two compressors working independently to maintain temperature in the refrigerator and freezer separately. Most refrigerators use one compressor managing both spaces. One compressor means temperature fluctuations when the door is opened frequently, means humidity imbalance, means food drying out faster than it should. The dual system keeps each compartment at a stable, independent temperature regardless of how often either door opens. The practical result: better food preservation, quieter operation, and more consistent performance over time. Bosch's service rates at Yale Appliance have remained among the most stable in the category, around 10.7% in 2023, 11.6% in 2024, and 12.5% in 2025. A slight increase, but still among the more consistent performers in an industry where volatility is the norm. The Bosch 800 series at 36 inches runs $2,000 to $2,800. That's not a budget appliance, but compare it to spending $3,200 on a Samsung French door that generates 3 service calls in 2 years, and the math changed. Whirlpool WRS 321 and SDHZ side by side. For buyers who need a larger refrigerator, more features than a top freezer, and don't want to spend above $1,000, this is the specific model that keeps showing up at top of reliability weighted ranking. Artings includes it in their tested best list. Consumer Reports data on Whirlpool side-by-sides is consistently above average for reliability. The side-by-side format. Freezer on the left, refrigerator on the right, running full height, avoids the French door trap. French door refrigerators are the most popular style and the least reliable style. The complexity of multiple doors, through-the-door ice dispensers, and drawer freezers creates more failure point. A side-by-side is simpler breaks less. The WRS 320 MSDHZ runs around $850 to $1,050. It has an ice and water dispenser, solid capacity for a family, and the Whirlpool service network behind it. No glamour, no $10,000 price tag, no class action lawsuit, just a refrigerator that keeps your food cold and stays out of your way. Here's the framework, as clear as it gets. Avoid anything with a through-the-door French door ice maker from Samsung. The lawsuit history and the repair data are disqualifying. Approach LG with caution until service access in your region is confirmed. Avoid spending luxury prices on Viking or Decor without understanding that the price tag and the reliability are not related. And when you buy, the fewer the feature, the fewer the failure point. An ice maker in the freezer is more reliable than one built into the door. A top freezer is more reliable than a French door. A brand with a deep service network in your zip code is worth more than a brand with a beautiful finish and no repair coverage within 50 miles. The most expensive refrigerator you'll ever buy is the one that fails at 6 p.m. on a Saturday and can't be repaired for 2 weeks. Don't let a gorgeous showroom finish Bosch make that decision for you. Subscribe if this helped you, because the next video covers dishwashers with the same level of detail. And there are brands in that category that will surprise you just as much. Drop a comment telling me what refrigerator you're running right now and whether you'd buy it again. I read everyone.